Welcome to the video lecture series on Six Sigma and Lean Six Sigma. In this video, we will look through some practical simulated case studies and questions and answers on Six Sigma and Lean Six Sigma measure phase. I also request you to watch my videos on Six Sigma measure phase. Without much delay, let's start this journey. As always, I am your instructor Gunjan Subedi and this is my Lean University, your freedom to professional learning. Before starting the topic, let me remind you that you can access the full course on Six Sigma through the link in the description. Please stay with me till the end of this video for solving the Six Sigma defined phase questions and link of some free resources. Can you help the lady to arrange the action or steps to be followed in the measure phase? The steps are written here. The first step is written as collection of the baseline data, then finding important parameters, developing suitable sampling plan or data collection plan, performing detailed process analysis, updating the project charter, and validating the measurement system. So by looking this list only, we can understand that there is some form of flaw in the list itself. For example, the validation of measurement system is done at the last, whereas all other activities are done earlier. And we also see we have first started with collection of the baseline data. You can pause this video now and arrange the steps in order. Okay, this is the correct order of the steps. First of all, we develop the suitable sampling plan or data collection plan. And in this step, we ask questions such as who, when, where, and how to collect and measure the data. We form the proper sampling plan also. The second step is to perform detailed process analysis. We draw a detailed current process map. Here, value stream map could be useful in this case. Value stream map helps us to visualize the flow of value, identify value added and non-value added steps, and different forms of the waste in the process, and identify the flow of material and the flow of information. Then we validate the measurement system. The device and the measurement process must be validated before we further move on, because then only we will know that our measured data is actually correct. Then we collect the baseline data. We collect the data and also display and organize the collected data. We then find important parameters such as sigma level or current sigma level, defects per unit, defects per opportunity, and defects per million opportunities, etc. So these are some of the questions that we should focus on before starting any Six Sigma project, because only after finding the important parameters and collecting the baseline data, we will understand the progress we made and we will understand whether we have achieved the Six Sigma level of improvement. So collection of the baseline data and finding these important parameters are very important. And at last, we update the project charter. So the last thing we must consider is updating our project charter. We write the important steps and our measure findings that we found in the measure phase and sign off the findings with all the stakeholders to validate that the data collected and organized during the measure phase is genuine. So updating the project charter is also very important and the last step of the measure phase. Let us now head into another scenario. The scenario is Gunjan Chemicals wants to research about a rare disease. As it was difficult to find out all people with that rare disease condition, the company first randomly sampled 10 patients who attended the clinic for curing that disease. The clinic gave the power to each of those patients to sample 10 other patients. Those 10 patients were inside the community of the 10 patients originally selected for the research. Ultimately, a large number of patients could be sampled as the sampling plan rolled on. So what type of sampling is this? The options are simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, convenience sampling, judgment sampling, quota sampling, and snowball sampling. I'll give you some time to think for this answer. So basically what is happening here is, as we have very less number of members or items to be selected for sampling, what we did was we sampled 10 items first, or in this case 10 patients, and those 10 patients whom we sample other 10 patients. So it was like multi-level marketing in sampling. So ultimately a large number of patients could be sampled. I hope that you have found the correct answer to this question. The correct answer to this question is snowball sampling. We usually use the snowball sampling when subjects are hard to locate. And here, primary group of samples sample other group with similar kinds of characteristics. So this is called snowball sampling because as we move on, the number of sample size goes on increasing. Let's see the third scenario. A door lock manufacturing company wanted to reveal the current state of the flow of man, materials, and information along with the process and inventories. So which of the process map would be best to consider in this case? So basically what is happening here is a manufacturing company wants to reveal or show different information in the same flowchart. So the information that should be shown in the flowchart are the information relating to the movement of man and material, and also the flowchart should be able to show the process and the number of inventories in or between each process. So there are three options given here: value stream map, swim lane map, and simple flowchart. I think this question is very easy for you. Yes, the correct option is value stream map. So there are different kinds of flowchart or process maps such as simple flowchart, swim lane map, and value stream map. Simple flowchart are basically used to show simple process information. We cannot derive major information about the role of different departments or the flow of information or actual flow of the materials with this flowchart. This flowchart is simply used to denote the flow of the process. With the swim lane map, what we can do is we can also show the relation between different departments to complete a task. With the value stream map, we can also show the flow of man, material, and flow of the information along with the process. We can also denote the inventories and information of the supplier and customers and other informations input into the processing time. So value stream mapping could be an important tool to show the overall information in depth. So it gives a kind of helicopter view of the entire process of the company. The fourth scenario, suppose you observe different readings from an operator using a measuring device at different times of a day. What kind of error observation is this? Is this bias? Is this problem with stability or problem with linearity, repeatability, or reproducibility? I'll give you some time to think for the answer. Okay, the correct answer to this question is repeatability. You might have some confusion with these different terms because you might have studied these terms for the first time in this course. We will revise these terms again. For example, bias is the difference between average or mean observed value and the target value. So if our mean observed value is suppose 90% purity, but our target value is 100% purity, we have a bias of 10%. Linearity is a change in a bias value within the range of normal process operation. Stability is a resistance to change in measurement bias over a period of time. Repeatability is a measure of effectiveness of the tool being used and the variation of the measurements obtained by a single operator using same tool to measure the same characteristic. Last but not least, reproducibility is the measure of operator variation or the variation in a set of data collected by different operators using same tool to measure the same part characteristic. So the basic difference between repeatability and reproducibility is basically with repeatability, there is an involvement of single operator, where in reproducibility, there is involvement of multiple operator. Next question, you are looking at a set of data and want to find whether there exists a relation between number of sales and the marketing channel used. Also, you want to predict the sales in future based on the present data. Basically, with this scenario, what you want is you want to find the relation between two terms. Here, the two terms are sales and marketing channel views. And also, you want to predict how will sales go in the future based on the present data. So the options here are histogram, scatter plot, Pareto diagram, value stream mapping, and spaghetti diagram. Which of these could be correct? Here, the correct answer to this question is scatter plot. We cannot select histogram because we cannot predict future sales based on the histogram alone. We cannot use the Pareto diagram here. As with histogram, we cannot predict the sales in the future based on the present data with the Pareto diagram. Pareto analysis or Pareto diagram is basically used to find out 20% of those causes or major causes that are responsible for the major effect or 80% of the effect. Value stream mapping and spaghetti map or diagram cannot be true answer to this question because both are used to show movement of value or movement of information or the process flow. These maps cannot show the quantitative relations between two data sets or they cannot predict any quantitative value for the future. Through scatter plot, we can know different sort of relationship. For example, there could be three kinds of relation that can be shown with the scatter plot diagram. There could be positive correlation between two terms. That means when the value of one term or parameter increases, the value of other parameter also increases. There could be negative correlation. That means when the value of one parameter decreases, there is also decrease in the another parameter. And sometimes there could be no relation or little relation between two parameters. So in that case, we say that there is little or no correlation. For more lessons on Six Sigma, case studies and fun quizzes, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. And also, please go through other related videos on Six Sigma. Also, please do not forget to go through the Six Sigma resources on the description. Thank you so much. Meet you in the next video.